Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the book, had two dads when growing up. A rich dad, his best friend's father, and a poor dad, his own father. Robert would get advice from both. The poor dad was a highly educated man who had chosen the traditional career path. He was risk-averse and had limited financial knowledge. The rich dad, on the other hand, had dropped out of high school, but he was a very successful businessman. The poor dad is an example of the traditional approach to career and money. You go to school, find a stable job, buy a house, and spend your money without much thought for the future. Many parents teach their kids from a very early age that going to college and getting a stable job is very important. This old-school approach worked better in the past when a college education meant job security. Nowadays, it's difficult to get a job after college. Even if you get a job, there are no guarantees for security. Usually, people use the poor dad strategy when it comes to finances and life in general. Money often controls their life in the following way. People often feel like they need to work hard for fear of not making enough money. Once they get a paycheck, greed stops them from spending wisely and they buy things they crave. After some time, they end up with money problems and again, they get afraid of not having enough money. That fear makes them go back to work to make money. This cycle continues forever. People often find themselves stuck in unfulfilling jobs because they need the money. The premise of the rich dad approach: working for a salary is fine, but know that your goal should be financial independence. You should try and make money generate more money, and don't be afraid of taking calculated risks. Lesson 1. The rich don't work for money. Money works for them. Not only do the rich get richer because their salaries are higher, but because they strive to own more money-making assets. The wealthy prioritize buying assets that generate more money. They try to keep expenses and liabilities at a minimum level to be able to acquire more assets. One of the reasons people don't become rich is that they spend a big portion of their income on various things. We call it expenses. Buying liabilities, which leads to more expenses, is another reason. For example, a bank loan, you must pay off the loan and pay interest. To be financially independent, you have to work on making your money make more money by investing in income-generating assets. Lesson 2. Buy assets, not liabilities. The idea is to buy things that generate money and not things that lose it. Assets will generate income over time, whereas liabilities will lose money. This may sound simple enough, but deceptive investments can be hard to spot. Though they appear like assets that will boost your income, they are liabilities that drain your wallet. For example, buying a house may seem like a great investment, but if you lose money through high expenses, then it's more of a liability than an asset. Consider investing in assets that generate income, do not require you to manage them, and could potentially increase in value over time. These could include stocks, bonds, or other securities like income-generating real estate and intellectual property that can generate royalties. If your goal is to accumulate wealth over time, it's important to allocate your money wisely. The money you decide to spend today is the money that won't be able to work for you anymore. Lesson 3. Reduce taxes through corporations. Disclaimer. The following lesson should be ignored if it doesn't apply to your situation, and if misunderstood, implementing this advice could get you in legal trouble. This is not tax advice, and you should consult a tax attorney to make sure that you are following rules and regulations. The major takeaway here is that companies deduct business expenses from their revenue before they're taxed, as opposed to paying from post-tax dollars. An example. To make things simple, let's say the tax rate for both the individual and the corporation is 40%. your salary is $1,000, and the cost for a service or a product is $600. After taxes, you have $600 left. The cost is $600, so you'll have nothing left over. The company earns $1,000 in revenue. The cost is $600. After cost, $400 is left. After 40% tax, the company's net income is $240. Make sure you know the difference between what is considered a legitimate business expense and what counts as a personal expense. Lesson 4. Overcome your mental obstacles. When trying to reach your goals, it's possible to face some common mental obstacles. Self-doubt. There are several qualities that make one person more successful than another. In real life, other qualities besides intelligence also matter. Being resilient and courageous will increase your chances of being successful. When you see a great opportunity, don't let fear stop you from pursuing it. Fear. Fear of failing can sometimes cause you to pursue safe and secure opportunities and avoid opportunities with great risk to reward ratio. According to the book, you need to change your outlook on failure. You can grow a lot from failing. A small dose of fear of failure can be beneficial in propelling you towards success. If you view failure in a positive light, you won't let the fear of failure get in the way. Fear of not fitting in is often the driving factor that prevents people from having opinions that go against consensus. It's important that you focus on what's best for you, rather than letting other people dictate your game plan. Laziness. Lazy people often find themselves just as busy as they would be if they weren't lazy, though for different reasons than you'd expect. They are busy as a way of procrastination. They might turn down great investment opportunities because they already have enough on their plate and don't have the time. Guilt for feeling greedy. According to the book, it's possible that viewing greed as a bad thing is an automatic response that people learn to protect themselves, a defense mechanism. You might have the thought that you don't know how to become wealthy, so you try to convince yourself that being wealthy is a bad thing, even though deep down you still want to become wealthy. You shouldn't suppress your greed. It may be a powerful tool for getting the lifestyle you crave. Arrogance. Recognize when you lack knowledge in a subject, and then try to gain knowledge in that subject by reading and learning about it. Intelligent people are open-minded people who are always looking for new ideas. This allows them to combine their own thoughts with the ones they find to come up with even more innovative solutions. Don't think you're too good for a job or a skill. For example, some people really don't like to learn sales, but a lot of the world operates on sales of some kind. Lesson 5. Develop financial intelligence. Keep learning. You can develop your financial intelligence by learning accounting, investing, markets, and law. Being knowledgeable in finance will help you recognize financial problems and come up with solutions that will work in real life. Knowledge compounds over time. Improving yourself 1% each day will have huge benefits compared to someone who doesn't change. And the faster you can improve on your knowledge, the faster the returns on your efforts compound.